I came to this sub because I want to tell this to somebody, and it seems that I can only keep it to myself. I cried for several hours. I am very scared and tired, so I think I will be rambling. I just want to put this somewhere, and my husband and his family don't know English, so this place makes me feel safe. I learned that I am pregnant this morning. I don't know how long that has been. I told my husband the next moment I knew. He was happy. He told me he was glad. He was very happy when he left to meet his parents. I opened my door today to my mother-in-law and him. He did not tell me she would come, and he knows I don't do well with announced visitors, especially of that importance. It was her second or third time on our apartment, but she acted like it was hers. She ordered me to sit, and I felt so anxious. My heart was beating so fast, it all felt so unsafe. I kept looking at my husband, but he never looked me in the eyes. He was looking at the floor or at his hands. His mother demanded a paternity test, right after congratulating me. It felt so awful. She didn't say anything rude or bad, but it felt like she did. It felt like she called me a prostitute. I was shocked and I kept trying to get my husband to look at me, but he would not. She noticed and ordered me to look at her, and that her son would not help me. It felt so scary. She started to threaten me with the lawyers that are friends to their family. She told me that if I was smart, I would go with her to the clinic tomorrow and this will all be over with. It felt so awful. It felt like I was completely at the mercy of this woman. It felt like she could just grab me and put her hands inside me herself, and my husband would not protect me. And the most disgusting of all, it felt like she somehow did that. It felt like she somehow put her hands inside me and tainted whatever is there. Whatever I felt for my husband died at that moment. After the shock and the fear, I felt disgust for him. I felt sick sitting there. He looked so disgusting and pathetic sitting there silent, not protecting me. It felt disgusting that I ever let him touch me, let him do this to me. Like all the love I had for him was tainted too. All I managed to say was that I need time to decide. She told me there is nothing to decide. I told her that I am shocked and I need time. She told me that this was what she was afraid to hear and it's all very clear to her. It felt like I would throw up. I wanted to cry so badly and my voice was shaking, but I didn't cry. She said that she is sorry that it had to be this way, but she gave me 3 days. My husband stood to see her out, not saying a word to me. He went to see her to her car, and I was left alone. I immediately cried. I felt so scared. I felt like they could barge in and just take it out of me, if they wanted, like they thought so little of me. Did my husband always think that I was cheating, or did her? Did they always look at me and thought that I am unfaithful? Several times I tried to throw up because I was crying so hard. Why didn't my husband protect me? This is not who I married. The last time I felt so unsafe was when I was in my parents' home, and I vowed that I would never feel this way again. I married him because I felt like he could protect me, and he didn't. I still feel sick and disgusting, for letting him touch me, for being pregnant by him. When I heard him come back, I locked the door to the bathroom and I have been there ever since, crying. He didn't say a word to me. I am waiting for him to fall asleep, so I can fall asleep on a couch we have in the kitchen. I don't ever want to be in the same bed with him again. I may not think clearly, but I want a divorce. I will never feel safe with this man, and I would never love him again, I know that for certain. I will never be sure that he will protect me. I can't stay. The thing that makes me scared is that I want an abortion. It was the first thing I googled. What I have inside me is his, it ties me to him and to his mother, I want it out. While I was crying, I scratched my stomach unintentionally, and now it all red and itching. I can't think about what is inside of me without crying in hysteria. I want out, I want to be safe. It's strange and cruel, but I don't feel bad for wanting a divorce. I will lose the future that I wanted, and all my friends, and I will have to start all over again, but I did it once, when I left my birth house, I will do it again. I feel nothing towards what is inside of me, it reminds me of his mother and it scares me. I want it out. I never thought about abortion before, never been around pregnant people much. Right now I don't feel anything, but writing this post helped me calm down and I sort of have a plan now. I don't know if I should move out first, or go to a doctor first. I am afraid they will lock me if they find out. For some reason, this reminds me of the time I left my parents, and my head feels clear, I am not so panicked anymore and I mostly feel numb. But I was crying a lot earlier. I guess that's all. I want to sleep and I need to go to work tomorrow. I think that is good, because I have the excuse to be out of the flat. I don't feel safe here. Thank you for listening. I have no friends to tell this to. Comments where Op has replied. Commercial_world_834. Get a paternity test, then get an abortion and file for divorce. If you get the abortion before the paternity, they will turn it around on you. He is a coward and his mother will spin the narrative in their favor. OP, I googled, and I think tests are done only when a mother is 9 weeks pregnant or further. I don't know how old is my pregnancy. My stomach is flat, and I never felt sick. I had pimples, cravings to eat a lot of food, soreness and was feeling constantly tired. I don't know what week that corresponds to. I have an insurance provided by my work, but I am scared to use it. I am scared they will somehow find out. The test plus initial doctor's appointment is very costly, but I have that money. What if it's not 9 weeks? I don't want to wait, I want it out. I don't care what they would think, I want out. It's all very confusing. It feels like I can't think about doctors, tests and lawyers at the same time. Update 1. Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. I have never received so many comments and messages in my life. It doesn't feel real. So many people worrying about me, offering their advice, it really helped me, because I have felt very alone. So, I wanted to say thank you, and sorry for taking so much time and not replying to everybody. I was sitting in the train wanting to reply to some comments, but new messages just kept appearing and I couldn't keep up. I don't think I have even interacted with as much people in my life. I also wanted to say thank you to a person who commented a funny joke in the first minutes of me posting. After posting, I had another hysteria, and this joke brought me out of it. I wanted to say thank you, but they deleted their comment. To save time for all the people worried about me, I am okay. I am still living with my husband, but I sleep on the couch. I am pregnant, week 7 or 8. I have talked with my husband, but nothing useful came out of that. I have decided to divorce him. I am looking for flats, but not making active moves. We will go to the clinic on Friday to give samples for a paternity test. I am not sure about an abortion yet. I feel very numb. In short, that's how the situation is. Many people asked if I cheated, and got downvoted. I think it is a fair thing for them to ask, since they do not know me, and I haven't said so in the post. This post was more of a way for me to collect my thoughts and to make believe like I am telling my story to a friend, so I didn't think to include every detail. I didn't know so many people would read it. So, to answer that question, I have not cheated. My husband was my first partner, and only. That is why it felt so disgusting to not receive any comment or reaction from him, because he knows about this. I fear that this will be long, but there's not many interesting things happening, so you can stop reading if you were worried for me. I'm okay. Thank you. Now, the first thing I have to say is that I feel strange. I don't really feel anything. From the moment I woke up on Monday to this moment, I feel very numb. Nothing feels real. There was a small moment of feelings when I talked to my husband, but it was very fast. It doesn't feel right, but I feel okay. It's like I am a robot and I do work things and house things on an autopilot. I think that's a good thing. Maybe it's because I cried so much. My husband didn't leave the bedroom on Monday morning. He can work from home whenever he wants, so I think he decided to do that. I found myself quickly coming back to an old routine I used to do when I was a teenager. I would wake up and try to be as quiet as if I didn't exist, so I don't disturb anyone. It didn't feel right to me to feel the same thing all these years later as an adult, but I couldn't make myself behave another way, so I left for work quietly without saying a word. I received a lot of support on the train, reading your comments. Thank you for that. I kept reading while at work, researching clinics, and paternity tests. Many of your comments were very helpful and I used them to make a plan for myself. Near the noon on Monday, I started receiving comments from people asking for me to not end the pregnancy. Many people said that I experienced a trauma response and I am not thinking clearly. When I would go to the ladies' room at work, I would place my hands on my belly and try to feel something, but I felt as numb as ever. I don't really feel anything but a little sense of disgust when I think about this pregnancy and I am sorry about that. I also looked at apartments, because while I feel numb, I still feel very strongly that I want a divorce, or at least a safe flat that is only mine. I can afford to move out now, and I can even afford to live on my own. I will have to cut some luxuries like dance classes and beauty appointments, and I won't be able to save money, but that is okay. I think the reason I felt so panicked about leaving was because when I left my parents, I had nothing. No money, no job, no diploma. I had to live with 3 other people in a small apartment and I still didn't have enough money for food. Realizing that I can live somewhat comfortably on my own money have helped me to calm down, and now I feel numb even about a divorce. For now, my plan is to move out after we will give the samples for paternity test. I will probably have to wait until Monday or next Tuesday for my husband to go to the office so I could pack my things. I also received messages about my response being traumatic, and that my husband is also a victim, and that my view of him is sexist, basically telling me we need to talk. I was planning to talk to him either way, but those comments helped me formulate what I had to say. I am sorry, but I feel too tired to recreate the conversation. I will keep it short. If people will want to read the full talk, I will try to write it tomorrow on my way to work. In short. 1. I asked him if he thought I cheated. He said not initially, but my reaction to his mother made him think I cheated. I told him I reacted that way because I was scared. He told me there was nothing to be scared about. We argued and that went nowhere. 2. I asked him why he didn't protect me and why did he just let her in. In short, I learned that she gives him money for this flat, she basically pays for it. I didn't know that. So she had all the rights to just come in here. I won't lie, that made me feel very unsafe and I still feel unsafe, but I have committed to the plan, and I will go through it. Again, he didn't think that his mother was scary or threatening, and we argued about nothing. 3. Because of these pointless arguments, and of people in the comments saying my expectations of him were unreasonable, I told him everything I thought about our situation, how I see our responsibilities to one another and my history of abuse. I actually wrote it down before, because I wanted to have this conversation later, but it was that only moment when I didn't feel numb, but felt angry, so I told him then. He didn't really respond except for the times when I mentioned his mother, to say that she is not abusive. He looked very tired. 4. I told him my terms. I agreed at the test, but I don't want to see his mother. I don't want to stay alone with her. I don't want her in this flat. We will go to all the appointments together, not with her. He agreed. That is all. I didn't tell him about the divorce or my thoughts about abortion. I don't feel safe doing that. I received many comments urging me to play along, and that is what I decided to do. I have a or of experience doing that. We went to bed. He asked me to come back in the bedroom or to stay there, and he will take the couch, but it will feel disgusting sleeping in our bed, so I declined. I heard him speak on the phone to his mother, but could not make out the words. Next morning, I decided to not read any comments to have some time with myself. I wanted to use this day to understand how I feel about being pregnant. Sadly, I feel nothing. I felt nothing even at an appointment. Nothing felt real at the clinic and at home, like it was happening to another person. Doctor gave me recommendations, list of medications, list of diet restrictions and list of other doctors I have to go to, and all those things look very alien to me, like it's all a pretend game. I don't think what I am feeling is okay, but it helps me to have a clear mind, so I am not worried about it. I decided to give my husband until Monday to do something. To apologize, or to talk to me. Anything, really. If not, I will definitely divorce him. As for the baby, I will not do anything about it until I move out. I missed the window when an abortion is done via shot anyway, anything after that is invasive. I don't really feel anything towards being pregnant, and I will wait to see if that changes. That's the plan. Now, my husband's mother still makes me nervous. If I think about seeing her again, I feel scared. However, when I talked to my husband he was very sure that he can keep her away until the results, so I don't know if my fears are reasonable. I don't know what else to say. I probably forgot something, and I will reply to comments tomorrow morning. I wanted to thank everybody for their support and advice again. It really helped me, because all my friends are his friends, so I could not tell anybody, and seeing so much support gave me courage. Thank you. Update 2. Hello, everyone, this is an update to my post, which is almost a month old now. As always, I wanted to say thank you for all the support, and apologize for not updating sooner. My update was deleted, but things just kept happening every day, and I was too exhausted to rewrite the update. The main reason was not only the family drama, but my job. My boss didn't give me even one day off, so I had to do everything in the evening hours or weekends, which took a lot of time. December is a busy time in my line of work, so I often worked after hours. In short, I am no longer pregnant. I live in my own, very expensive, apartment, but I am not legally divorced yet. Lost all my friends, don't really have anyone, but I'm okay. Don't want this to be long, so I don't want to repeat what I wrote in a deleted update. Maybe I can copy and paste it in the comments, if people are interested. Writing down all that has happened feels like an impossible task, so please forgive me if I feels like some details are missing. I would try to stay in the comments and answer the questions, if you have any, because I feel like I owe you that after all the support I got here. In short, I decided to stay with my husband and play along, until I will find a new flat and get a paternity test done. My husband and I, had a conversation. He refused to admit that his mother did anything wrong, told me I acted guilty, and I found out that our flat has been paid for by his mother. My husband makes good money, he can afford this flat. He agreed to let his mother pay for it so he could have more money for fun. It made me feel very unsafe and lied to. My husband promised me that I would never see his mother again, and lied to me. We had one visit to the doctor with just me and my husband. When I arrived to the clinic to get the test done, my husband was not there, but his mother was. I feel shame remembering that. I could not control my emotions at all. I called him crying and he said he didn't break his promise because it is not a doctor's visit, they would just take our blood. He was late to his appointment. I was alone with his mother in the room and I was crying the whole time. Nurses treated me badly, not talking to me and only talking to her and making faces when I made noises. Looking back, I see why they did that, because it did look like I was a young and stupid girl who cheated and is now paying for her choices, the way I acted. But I could not do anything about it. I had another episode where I had no thoughts, only panic, and could not control my emotions. Later I found out that his mother paid for the test as well. I still don't know why. He has enough money. After taking me home, he told me that I acted very inappropriately, and he feels ashamed because he can't invite his mother home. He also told me that my behavior makes him feel like he doesn't want to stay married to me. Now, I feel even thankful for this comment. It snapped me out of my panic state. I felt a lot of shame for wanting a divorce, but this helped me understand that it is a right thing to do. In my last update I wrote about how it felt like I was not fully there, and that all of this is happening to another person. People told me that I am dissociating. This state caused me to make mistakes in my work, so I could not get a day off. But, to be honest, I would like to stay dissociated, because it better than being constantly panicked and anxious, which was happening to me in the past weeks. I thought that when my husband and his mother would get the results, they would leave me alone, but I was wrong. When they learned that I was faithful, it got so much worse. His mother basically moved in with us. It was hell. She was texting and calling me all the time, demanding to know when I will be home. So, in a way I'm glad my job is so demanding, because I had an excuse to not be in contact with her when I was working and to do some things after work without her being suspicious, because I typically work more than 10 hours a day in busy months. However, I still had to sleep and spend evenings and weekends at home, and it was hell. She was with me all the time. She even waited outside the bathroom door for me and was knocking when I took too long. My husband said that she feels sorry and wants to show me that she cares, because I looked troubled. To me, it didn't feel this way. I could not do anything, because she made me feel so anxious. She started cleaning, cooking and everything else, and she was not nice about it. She also forced me to sleep in the same bed as my husband, and these nights were so horrible, I don't want to remember them at all. Thankfully, I moved out after 1.5 weeks, but, because it is New Year, the flats are very expensive. I can't stay in the flat I am renting right now long term. If I manage to make it until the end of the spring I can rent something more affordable, but I can rent something cheaper, not as cheap as flats will be in summer, after 3 months as well. I will wait and see. Because of the situation with his mother I only took the most important things. Most of my clothes, books, little things I like stayed there and I probably would not get them back, but I'm okay with it. When I moved, I just texted my husband telling him that I don't feel comfortable with him, don't like how our life turned out to be, don't want to live with his mother being with us constantly, and that is why I want to separate. He sent me a lot of texts, his mother, too, but I have not opened any text from his mother since moving. It feels really good knowing I can just delete them. My husband was very mad. He called me a lot of bad things, said a lot of unpleasant stuff. Reading that made me cry. When he asked me if I wanted a divorce I told him that having to sleep in the same bed with him again, and to endure his touch made me understand that not only do I not love him anymore, I feel disgusted. He told me that either I am cheating and got pregnant by him by chance, or I am completely wrong as a human being, really messed up. To be honest, I agree. I don't think it is normal to fall out of love this quickly, but I don't know why this happened. I guess I truly am a person who is very unwell. My husband demanded that I give him and his mother daily updates on my pregnancy, but by that time I was really sure that I wanted an abortion, so I had to move quickly. I would not want to describe in details what happened, but I would like to give advice, and thank those who gave me that advice. Get someone to be with you while doing that. First time trying to get the procedure, the woman at the reception told me that I had to give them my husband's written consent, and it made me so scared and panicked again, I could not think clear. Later, listening to the advice I got from some people here, thank you so much, I searched for groups who help women in hard life situations, and one of them helped me. They gave me a volunteer who was just with me during this. She told me that it's not legal for them to ask me that, and there are a lot of tricks they use to make women waste time. Without her, I would be so lost. I am so thankful. A lot of people were invested in my pregnancy and told me that I should keep it, that me wanting the abortion is a trauma response, and I would feel guilty and bad after the procedure. I understand that they wanted the best for me, and I am sorry to say, but I don't feel bad at all. Honestly, despite the pain and the general feeling of being ill, which is still with me today, I felt so much better after the procedure, mentally. I placed a lot of my attention on the divorce itself, thinking that it would put an end to my state of panic, but it turned out that ending the pregnancy was what I needed. I know it sounds bad, but I want to be truthful. My reasoning is, if it is a trauma response, this child does not deserve a mother like that. And I am, apparently, a deeply unwell person who can't control when they would become motionless and full of fear, and who can fall out of love in a day, so I won't be a good mother to anyone. And I have to say with all certainty, my husband's mother does not deserve to have children in her care. I know I was emotional back then, but now I am sure, she is made out of the same things my parents are made out of. I can just feel it. I should have been wiser and seen it before. I have some thought on why I haven't, and why I didn't see the way my husband would be, but I need to think about it some more. I texted my husband I am no longer pregnant, and for now I'm ignoring his calls and texts. I can't deal with that. As I said, all my friends are his friends, and his mother told everyone that I was pregnant without my permission on her Instagram, so all of them knew that I was pregnant and probably know that I ended it by now. Some of our friends, mostly women, reached out to me after I moved, and were offering support, but nobody texts me now and 2 of them unfollowed me on Instagram. I knew that would happen and I am okay with that. I never had friends, I was always a weird person, but still, having people to talk to and hang out with was nice, and I feel sad thinking about what they must think of me now. But these are not my friends, so I have to leave. That's all I have on my mind now. Probably forgot something again. I am mostly in bed today, trying to get better, because I have to work next week, with overtime as well. Thank you again for all your well wishes and advice, you helped me in all of this, because I didn't feel so alone. I wish you all happy holidays and I hope that yours are nice, fun and you spend them the way you want to.